Hey, Brendan here. Welcome to the channel and thanks for tuning in. Well, the Scouting Combine is in the books, and this is the third episode we're going to be doing on the Combine. We're going to be talking wide receivers, winners, and losers. Already did the tight end show. Go check that out. Already did my running back show. Go check that out as well. But the Scouting Combine, right? That's like the final piece of the puzzle. I've been scouting these guys and these players for over 2 years playing Devy and C2C fantasy football, but it's really nice to see. I have 3 rules when it comes to the Scouting Combine that I go by, all right? Rule number one, all right? We want to use the Combine as an athleticism threshold test, right? We scout our wide receivers. We're watching the all-22 films. We see their movement skills on the field. We see their long speed. We see their short area quickness. So the Combine really is a great way to effectively confirm what we see on the field. And of course, if they over-test and test really well, and we don't think watching the film that maybe they were as athletic as, maybe the testing look like, well, then we go back and watch a little bit more film, okay? Rule number 2, play speed and short area quickness over 40 times, all right? Look at the chart right here on the screen, guys. These were the top 40 times, all right, in the NFL Draft Combine, the Scouting Combine, rather, for the wide receivers. Matthew Golden killed it. We're going to talk about him here very shortly. But look at the rest of these names on here, all right? Most of these players are not going to hit our dynasty roster, all right? They're not. They're not going to hit our dynasty roster, but they ran fast nonetheless, all right? So still in the tape is really what you need to go over. But I just like to talk about that. Cooper Kupp said that many times, short area quickness over 40 times, all right? These guys are running in shorts. They don't have pads on. I mean, they train for this event and they train for the 40 time to make an impression on the NFL. So don't overreact to that. And my rule number 3 is not to overreact from the scores on a good or a bad situation, right? Bucky Irving was an example I used in my running back show, bombed the 40 time, bombed all the 3-cone, all the tests, and here he is, arguably the best running back of the last year's class, at least for production in his rookie season. So do not overreact. Use it as a way of confirming what you see on the field. All right, before we get to our winners and losers, 4 guys didn't really participate. Ted McMillan has been kind of not testing on all of these things. Buka, Jack Besh, and Xavier Restrepo, they all kind of stood on the sidelines. I'm sure they were most of the NFL franchises. What they're getting out of this combine is really sitting down with these players more than what they're seeing on the field. Obviously, I think that is the most important thing, the intangibles of what these players, when they sit down and have discussions about ball and getting to know these young men. All right, so let's go talk about our winners. All right, the first guy at the top of the list has to be Matthew Golden, 4.2940. Had the best 40 time. I think that was a little unexpected. I mean, the guy has really emerged from Texas. Everyone thought Isaiah Bond was going to be the guy that ran fast and was the wide receiver 1 going into the Texas season. But as it turns out, it looks like Matthew Golden is faster, and he ended up being the wide receiver 1 of Texas. His draft stock is simply on the rise. Of course, now there's whispers that he's the wide receiver 1 of the NFL draft, and he very well could be. But again, are we going to overreact because he ran like super fast? I mean, the guy's showed the ball skills. I mean, go check out on this channel. We just dropped his rookie report. I have a film breakdown on him. Love the kid. He's a top 5 receiver for me in this class as well, easily. But, I think the all-important landing spot, I think, is going to be super fun to see where he goes. All right. Jalen Knowles, second player I want to talk about. Now, if you've been a watcher of this YouTube channel, I've been really pounding the drum for Noel and on mock drafts and stuff. I've been taking this kid early. He has been a fun player. I got a film breakdown on this YouTube channel as well. Go check that out, where I kind of break down his film and kind of talk about the reasons I liked him. 5'10", 194 pounds. He's just an excellent route runner at film at Iowa State this year. He led all receivers with an 11'2" broad jump. Tied Sam Brown Jr. for the best vertical jump at 41.5 inches, right? So he's showing his athleticism. Got a 4.4 mark on the 40, which, kind of, confirms that long speed. If there's one thing I saw on the field in those film breakdowns was, maybe he didn't have that breakaway long speed, but a 4.4 mark is certainly really good. His RAS score came in here at 9.482. So again, he's going to be one of the top wide receiver risers out of the draft. I mean, he's going to be a great possession receiver. I don't think he's got the body type to play X, right? He's going to be the YZ receivers slot, and on the Z on the boundary man. But this guy's going to be, I think, a quarterback's best friend. I think he's going to be just a great, tough possession receiver that wins in the middle of the field and can have that yak ability. His teammate Jaden Higgins as well, been touting this guy for quite some time. Have a film breakdown as well on this channel. 6'4", 214 pounds, right? I mean, his athletic testing on Saturday showed that he had enough juice to play outside on the NFL, right? This guy is that contested catch, the length, he's got the height, he's got the size. The question was, how much of an athletic player was he? Posted one of the best vertical jumps at 39 inches. Strong 40 time, man, at that size in the 4.4s, right? 4.47 he ran. His RAS score was 9.87. All right. So this guy, really is a prototypical X receiver, right? We got, Tet McMillan, we got Trey Harris, we got Jaden Higgins, right? Those are the three guys kind of in the top 10 that, offer that size and ability to play that X receiver. So it's really good to see that speed and athleticism confirmed by Higgins, because now he's going to be able to maybe have a little vertical juice. It was something we didn't see when I broke down his film, so go check that out. He didn't really stack defenders and win vertically, but here he shows that he might have the ability to do that on Sundays. All right, like I said, his RAS score came in here at 9.87. All right, Dante Thornton Jr., right? Man, this is a guy who's been playing for a while. If I play in a Devi in a C2C format where we're drafting college kids years before they go to the NFL draft. I've got a couple shares of this guy. He was a touted receiver. I think he went to Oregon when he came out of high school, if I remember correctly. But 6'5", 205 pounds, ran the second best, one of the second best 40 times at 4.3. So again, at that size, 6'5", 205. I mean, he's a little on the slender size, but man, runs at 4.3. That is opening people's eyes. All right. So, apparently a little tidbit fact here. And he's the only wide receiver at the NFL Combine history to run a 4.35 40-yard dash or faster at 6.4 or taller. All right, so this guy is all of a sudden now, I mean, this is like kind of one of the players that rises through this process, and then you're going back and be like, he's got that size. Could he be, maybe a early day 3 pick that lands and gets a decent opportunity? He's far from a polished receiver, but again, that speed I think is going to, make him a day 3 selection, maybe versus a UDFA. All right, and this last pick that I want to do is by the way, he had a RAS score of 9.8, showing that athleticism at 6'5", 205. All right, and my last stock up winner for the Combine is from my good friend Corey Pereira. I don't know if he's going to watch this video, but if he does, Elijah Badger. Him and I have had discussions about Elijah Badger, 6'1", 200 pounds. He's on the lighter side and won't really outrun NFL coverages, but the guy's a good route runner, man. He had a great year in Florida. He was not invited to the Senior Bowl, which, I didn't understand why he didn't get invited to the Senior Bowl. I mean, this guy, like I said, in Florida had some impressive games against LSU. He played Georgia. I think he had a good game. Kentucky, I think he had over 100 yards. I mean, so he played in that SEC, competition and really showed some great boundary skills. His RAS score here was 9.27. Like, this guy is not going to win with speed. But, again, the athletic testing here that you're seeing on the RAS report here, I mean, the guy has got some ability. So I wanted to throw Corey P some love out there, a good friend of mine who grinds film with me on a regular basis on my Big Board subscription service. So I'd love to see Badger get a day 3 selection somewhere and maybe get a shot. So he's like a deeper riser and winner for me here on the show. Okay, the losers, right? If you go around and you look at who's talking about wide receiver losers, it's Isaiah Bond. Okay, he came out, he opened up his big mouth. I'm not considering him a loser. He still had a great 40 time, and I think there's a lot of question marks. This Isaiah Bond is going to be that player for us that is going to either be a boom or bust. All right, he's had very little production year over year playing in college, but he's got the speed, he's got the route running, he's got the toughness, but the production there, everyone's questioning it. I think he had a pretty decent, but I just wanted to throw that out there because every winner loser list you see out there, it's Isaiah Bond only because he said he was going to run a 4.2 and beat Xavier Worthy, only to not come close to doing that, right? So But anyway, my first guy's stock down guy has got to be one that maybe a lot of other people have, and that is Tez Johnson, 5'10", 154 pounds. Man, this dude is light, all right? But he comes in and he runs a 4.51 40 time. You watch his play at Oregon, he looks like he is the way he's going to win is through speed in the NFL. It certainly isn't going to be for physicality with that size and frame. So I think people were thinking he was a 4.3 guy, comes in at 4.51. I think that was a head scratcher. Now, his short area quickness drills were good. Short area quickness and solid three cone is 6.65. I think it was among the best in the wide receivers. So for those short area quickness agility drills. So again, I don't think his stock took a major, I mean, look, he's a young, he's a thin dude, man. So, I mean, he's going to have to, I think, find a unique role in the NFL. But his RAS score here, 7.66, isn't great, and I'm sure that had a lot to do with his 40 time as well. Nick Nash, 6'2", 203 pounds, on this YouTube channel. If there's one request that I get for film breakdowns, rookie scouting reports, Brandon, I want more information. It's Nick Nash, 6'2", 203. He just was mediocre in all the drills. There's not even a RAS report I can find on the internet of this guy. Came in with really small hands, apparently, and apparently in the NFL, if you got hands under 9 inches, it seems like kind of write you off. They came in at 8 3/4. He's a 6-year senior, so this is a guy that was super productive this year, coming off massive statistical seasons, but he was in mediocre in all the drills, and he really just didn't look like he belonged when I was watching the gauntlet drills and just kind of seeing him and his movement skills. So Nick Nash, I just wanted to put it out here on the channel because the guy, there's a lot of people that love Nick Nash, and I think it's because how productive he's been. But he comes from a small school. I think he's not going to really make it to our dynasty rosters if we're going to be really truthful with ourselves. All right, this one, the last one of the show here, I want to talk about is Pat Bryant. Okay, Illinois wide receiver, got a film breakdown on this channel. Showed some really good boundary skills. Again, he's not a burner, but really disappointed. He came in with a 4.61 40-yard dash, but which isn't great again. But he was on the back end of the majority of all of the testing grades. So he just athletically, I don't think, is going to be a guy that is going to be able to win in the NFL on a regular basis. He just needs to see. I didn't see the speed and the suddenness in the drills, and he just really didn't look very fluid in the drills when I was watching him. Again, just somebody who just looked a little stiff. And again, this is going to be a day 3 guy, most likely around 5, around 6 player, and we'll have to hope. Wide receivers that are drafted guys in the day 3 rarely make it toward dynasty rosters. And I know that this is, after the combine now, everyone's thinking this class is all of a sudden with all these speeds. I mean, across the board, the athleticism and the speed of the running backs and wide receivers this year have just been phenomenal. I mean, they really have. But again, you got to have more than speed to win in the NFL, right? There's so much more that goes into winning. But Pat Bryant, RAS score 8.17, again, was a disappointment to me. I really liked his tape. Was a little concerned about the physical nature of his build as well. But in any case, I was really hoping to see a little bit more athleticism, and it kind of confirms what I saw on the field. Good player, but not somebody I think who is going to win consistently in the NFL. All right, there you guys got it, man. I hope you enjoyed that. I'm trying to get to 17,000 subscribers by the NFL Draft. Help me get there. It doesn't cost you a thing. And if you want to support the channel, consider joining my NFL Draft Big Board subscription. I got actually rookie ranks already for 2026, 2027. I cut up all 22 films for my subscribers so you can really scout these players for yourself. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the show. Talk to you later.